All right. Good evening, everybody. So thank you for joining us on tonight's call. I am Dr. Betsy Boudreaux. I am a chiropractor here in Victoria, Texas. And tonight, myself and my wellness coordinator, Alexis Busselman, we're going to present today on prevention with whole foods. So I'm going to start tonight, and then I'll throw things over to Alexis to finish the talk for this evening. So I found in my practice that, you know, I can want someone to feel better and heal better, but, you know, they have to want that too. So with that said, I really encourage you to be open to hearing this message tonight with the mindset that you're going to make healthy changes moving forward. Your biggest weapon is that you've got control of what you're putting into your body. So if we throw away all of the labels, of disease, it all really comes down to the simple fact that there's an overabundance of inflammation in the body. And when that occurs, symptoms will outwardly present themselves. You may be familiar with the terminology free radicals or oxidative stress, oxidative damage. And these things occur naturally, and they should occur through the body through your metabolic processes, cellular metabolism, immune response, and even, response to your outward environmental exposures, what you're coming in contact with every day. But as this happens, cells will naturally break down, but molecules can often lose an electron whenever that cell is broken down, and this becomes unstable. So if you remember way back in science class, an atom or a molecule has an electron pair, and when that electron, gets lost for whatever reason, then it's going to look for another source to find an electron in order to stabilize itself. In the body, they tend to pull from your DNA, your enzymes, cellular membranes, and even your proteins and lipids in the body. So this donation of an electron is damaging to the structure itself. So you damage the DNA, and that is actually what causes inflammation in the body. So free radical damage, is found within arthritis, heart disease, Parkinson's, ALS, disc degeneration, and even cancer. So this is big, guys. We all know somebody, maybe even ourselves, that has this overabundance of inflammation. Now, I said that it occurs naturally in the body, and it should. So on the flip side, our body is naturally equipped to fight this damage, to fight the oxidative stress, the free radical damage. And we're also familiar with these terms. You've got antioxidants and phytochemicals. With adequate amounts of these things in the body, then harmony remains, and we don't have so much irreparable damage. However, if there are more free radicals than your antioxidants, then that's when those outward symptoms begin to occur. So under these normal circumstances, if you have a damaged or a mutated cell and it gets destroyed by your white blood cells or your immune system, and that's what is called macrophage. But if the antioxidants are outnumbered, then you're going to continue to have that cell damage. So it's going to disrupt normal cellular activity, and then over time, you're going to have that rapid multiplication of free radical damage, and you can't come back from it. So there's absolutely a connection between nutrition, and there's research to back it up as far as prevention goes. So, ask yourself, are you fighting inflammation every time you sit down to eat, or are you feeding that inflammation? Okay. So I want to make sure that there's a basic understanding of how the body functions before we turn it over to Alexis. And she's going to highlight more of the prevention with whole foods and a lot of the research that we have that backs it up. Okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Betsy. That was really awesome. I think sometimes it really helps us to hear kind of that technical side of how all of this is really impacting the body. And so I do have a short PowerPoint to kind of illustrate some of these things that Betsy was just talking about. And so I will go ahead and share my screen. And we will get this going for you guys. Okay. So as Betsy mentioned tonight, we're really talking about prevention and the power of whole food. And so just to start off, there are two startling trends in our world today. Unfortunately, we are faced with the environmental toxins that are increasing. We're getting that from our air, the land, our water, and even the food that we're eating. Every day, we are just seeing that increase of environmental toxins. And then our food quality is decreasing. In our grocery stores, we're seeing more preservatives, flavor enhancers, synthetic vitamins added to foods, GMOs, pesticides we are all hearing about, and just less nutrients overall. And then, of course, artificial growth hormones and all of these things that, we are now faced with that we didn't have, to really think about years ago. And so with that, it basically creates the perfect storm of oxidative stress, which is linked to poor health. This is one of the things that Dr. Betsy had mentioned when she was talking. And so, the quality of food and environmental toxins, are causing oxidative stress in our bodies every day, but there are also other natural causes, as well. Just exercising, everyday stress, medications, and even, pregnancy or traveling in an airplane can cause, oxidative stress. And so it's important to know and understand that oxidation causes aging and disease. And an example of that, on the human face, right here, you see the wrinkles. And that is an example of oxidative stress happening to our skin cells. And so just another illustration, you see the apple also down there. And the apple, if you cut it in half, the side that's exposed to the air, that brown side there, it's oxidizing. And if you squeeze a lemon on that other side, the lemon acts as an antioxidant, that piece of fruit, and it actually slows down the aging process. And so it is so important that we are getting, fruits and vegetables into our diet every day to slow down that process of oxidation within the body. So today's nutritional produce is just really packs much less of a nutritional punch than it used to. And so we are needing more servings of fruits and vegetables than we have ever had before. We need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day for the average person. If you are exercising, if you are pregnant or nursing, if you are sick or not feeling well, you actually need closer to 16 to 20 servings a day to help combat, just the lack of nutrition that is in our food. And so it's almost impossible to get that many servings every single day consistently. So you may have seen this post that I made on the Facebook page earlier, but it says if you ate 1 cup of spinach in 1954, the amount of iron you would receive is comparable to eating 60 cups of spinach and today, as in 2003, that is just a huge comparison there. You see that, we used to just be able to eat a little bit and get those nutrients, and now we really need to consume so much more to be able to get those nutrients into our body every single day. And so that's what brings us to kind of the difference between multivitamins and food. And so most people know and understand that they're not getting everything that they need in their everyday diet. And that's why about 75% or more of Americans are turning to supplements and multivitamins to try to, fix that and fill that gap and get those nutrients in. And so your typical multivitamin has about 50 to 70 isolated nutrients. They've pulled, the ones that they feel are, most important, the vitamin C, maybe the vitamin K. But what it comes down to is they're all isolated. So, oftentimes they're synthetic and they're very tough for the body to absorb. Whereas if you look at food, for example, this apple that you see, there's over 10,000 phytonutrients in an apple. And all of those different phytonutrients work synergistically with our body to give us the energy, give us, the just nutritional barriers that we need to fight oxidative stress, to fight aging, to fight disease, all of those things. And so you're going to get so much more nutrients in that one apple than you would in, your typical multivitamin or something like that. And so it's definitely important to know and understand that there's a huge difference between a multivitamin or a supplement labeled supplement facts and actual real food that hasn't been altered and has all of those phytonutrients still in it. And so that is really where Juice Plus comes in. Juice Plus is the simplest thing that you can add to your diet to help bridge that gap between what you should be getting and what you're actually getting every day. So it's 30 whole foods that's been dehydrated down and encapsulated either in a capsule or a gummy form. And we're able to consume that and get the tens of thousands of phytonutrients from all the different foods that are in there. And so you'll see there's a fruit blend, a vegetable blend, and a berry blend. And all of those are including the whole food. So the apple has the core, the seeds, the stems, because all of that has nutrients in it. The orange includes the peel, which is where most of the vitamin C is found. So as you can see, it's definitely important that the whole food is in there and that we're not, isolating and just pulling certain parts of these foods out. And so Juice Plus is really unique. There's a lot of different products out there, but this definitely stands above everything else for a couple of different reasons. So first of all, it is whole food and real food. It has a food label. It actually has nutrition facts on the back rather than, a supplement facts label, which you're going to find traditionally on, most things in the health food aisle or the, multivitamin section. Because it is food, it is loaded with the phytonutrients. So tens of thousands of phytonutrients are in each of those capsules. It's always non-GMO ingredients, dairy-free and gluten-free. It's also NSF certified, which is huge to know and understand the quality assurance that goes with NSF. So oftentimes people are very familiar with the term organic. And organic is really a paper certification, stating that, everything utilized, the soil, the seeds, and all of that is organic. NSF actually takes that a step further, and NSF is going to be testing not only the soil and things like that, but also the product when it's picked. And so we're making sure that, there's no possible contamination that has blown onto the fields or anything like that at any time during the process. So the NSF certification really guarantees the quality and the purity of the product. And that's on all the Juice Plus products, not just the capsules and the gummies, the protein shakes that are plant-based, and the bars also have that certification as well. And then the last thing, which is by far my favorite, and I feel really sets us apart from a lot of other options that we have today, is the clinical research. So there's over 35 published clinical studies specifically about Juice Plus and how it impacts the body. And so you'll see here, these are huge places that have conducted these studies. We have, like MD Anderson Cancer Center has done one looking at the impact of Juice Plus on cancer patients. And I'm going to go ahead and share this video in our Facebook page afterwards so you can really check out and learn what this study is about. But know that there's 38 of these studies that have been conducted on all different types of health. And different things that they have found are, it improves our dental health. It helps our heart, our immune system, our DNA, which is amazing, especially those of us who have little ones. We really want to be doing everything we can to improve their health. And oxidative stress, which I know is something we've talked about significantly this evening. They've done tests on pregnancy, on athletes, on all these different components where we know that people are under high levels of, oxidation in their body. And so also a skin study, I think that was something that may have been mentioned earlier as well when it comes to, eczema and psoriasis and, some of these skin conditions, even acne, where it's just present that we're not getting enough nutrients or there is a lot of toxins in the body. And so this really can assist with that as well in eliminating, some of those toxins, because toxins bind to those nutrients in fruits and vegetables. And so there's all these different studies that have been published really showing the benefits of adding more fruits and vegetables, specifically through Juice Plus, because that's the easiest way to do that into our diet. And so this is one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to this product, and that is the fact that children are able to get this at no cost. So if a child is between the ages of 4 and college, they can be sponsored by an adult and receive their Juice Plus supply for 4 years at no cost for being on the family health study and sharing their results of how this has impacted them. And this is the largest study that's ever been conducted in this manner. It's been going on over 20 years, and these are some of the results that we've seen. So 60% of children were missing fewer days of school, 56% were taking fewer over-the-counter medicines and or prescription drugs, 71% were drinking more water, 66% were visiting the doctor less, 71% consuming less fast food and soft drinks, and 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables. And so, if you just look at these statistics, as a parent, anyone would like to see those improvements in their children's health. And this is just 1 year of consuming Juice Plus. And so you can see how this could really build over time and really impact an immune system and a child's health. Especially for those that are exposed to it at a very young age, such as, in the mother's womb, if the mother takes it during pregnancy, and then consuming it through breast milk or through baby food, even before that age of being able to consume a chewable or a gummy, a child can still get the benefits of Juice Plus. And so with that, I just want to end with the fact that, everything that we talked about tonight, the fruits, the vegetables, the berries, and we didn't even really touch on the omegas, but they are just so fabulous as a plant-based omega. An adult can receive all of that for less than $3.50 a day, and that will get a child the product for free for 4 years. And so it's really an investment in your health to be able to look at and see what is the best option when it comes to trying to make those healthy changes. How can we really adapt that into our diet and our lifestyle? So let me see here. With that, I want to just kind of conclude with my family's story. So this has actually been part of my life for 17 years. I myself was a child on the family health study. I'm the oldest of 4 children in my family, and it just made sense as high-level athletes for my mom, when she heard that this was just food, that it would be a really good fit for us. And as a teenager, a young adult, I've always loved the product and the research behind it. And now my life has really came full circle, because I am actually a mom myself of a child that's on the family health study. So my oldest is 4, and I also have a 1-year-old. And I can tell you that I know without a doubt that this has made a huge impact in the health of our family. I didn't really know and understand that impact until I started talking with some friends, family of, around my daughter's age, finding out that they were just battling, allergies and all these antibiotics and the sickness that was going around. And that's something that's never impacted our family. We've, never needed antibiotics, haven't had sick days, no over-the-counter medicines in our home. And even going back further than that, looking at my pregnancies, my deliveries, my postpartum period, my nursing experiences, they've just been so different than so many others. And I know that has to do with the fact that my body is receiving so many fruits and vegetables every single day, month after month, year after year. My immune system is building and strengthening, and that has really, I know, made an impact in my family. And so I'm really grateful to be able to share all of this with you this evening. I know those of you who were invited to this call tonight, I know the person that invited you also has a story that they would love to share with you about, how they were introduced to this, what it has done for them and their family. Just looking at those who are on this call, I know that there are some people that really, truly have some amazing stories to share. And so I just want to encourage everyone that when we get off, please touch base with the person who invited you to this call this evening. Let them know if you have any questions and anything that they can answer for you, because I know that they would be happy to share more with you about the research and talk with you a little bit about everything that this has to offer. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and take us off the recording, but I'd love to answer any questions that anyone has, or we can touch on any topics that we have missed this evening.